Louis Hart for the Ring magazine. Delighted today to be with Frank Warren here in New York, ahead of Hamzah Sheeraz's challenge against Edgar Berlanga tomorrow night at the Louis Armstrong Stadium. Frank, it's good to be in New York, good to be seeing you and speaking to you. How's things, how are you?
I'm good, it's great to be in New York. Bit difficult though doing interviews with all this music going in the background, but yeah, enjoying every moment of it.
As I say, Hamzah Sheeraz has a big challenge tomorrow night against Edgar Berlanga. New weight, new trainer, a lot of sort of fresh start for Hamzah in a sense. How excited are you for the challenge ahead of tomorrow night?
I'm delighted that he's fighting at a weight that he makes much more comfortably and will suit him. New trainer, it seems him and Andy have really gelled and bonded well. They seem to be having they've got good rapport and they're getting on well together, so I hope that's going to translate into a successful night. You know, the weight isn't an issue now. He's not had a warm-up fight at this new weight. He's gone straight into the deep end against a puncher, a good fighter who went the distance in his only loss against Canelo. So you know he's a tough guy. But I just think it's to be a really good fight. The styles will blend. Berlanga has got a lot to say for himself, as we see yesterday. He's one of those guys who needs to be shouting and making himself presence known. Maybe that boosts his confidence, I don't know, but I thought Hamzah handled himself really well yesterday. Nice, cool, calm and collected. And as long as he maintains that discipline in the ring, I think he can beat him.
How much of a benefit do you think it is for Hamzah to almost not be emotionally invested in the fight?
I think for anybody in any circumstances, if you don't get excited, and that's easy for me to say, if you don't get excited and you can keep yourself calm, then you're in a good place, because what you're doing is rationally. And in the ring, it's very important for a boxer to not get, to maintain that discipline, to know what the mission he's on and what he's got to do, and keep doing what he's supposed to do and not getting distracted in any way. And I think Hamzah's very good at that, and he certainly has, as I said, been showing that. He's not been ruffled at all, and he's given as good as he's got from him.
What did you make of the back and forth with Berlanga and De La Hoya, especially yesterday?
I've got to be honest, I mean, I know a lot of people, it's got a lot of people who watched it and so forth, but you can't take away from Oscar. He's a gold medalist. Was he a 5, 6-time champion?
Five weight world champion.
He's a great fighter, and you could do with showing him more respect, especially he'd like to achieve a fifth of what he's done. Yeah. Berlanga. I don't know what's gone on between them, but whatever it is, but for what Oscar as a fighter, what he's done in the ring was phenomenal.
Yeah. Do you feel like, almost in a sense, like De La Hoya was sort of saying, look, I'm playing the mind games, like he's distracted and he fancies Sheeraz, like, I mean, not knowing Berlanga too well, do you think it is a massive distraction, almost exerting that amount of energy at a press conference to someone that's not your opponent?
Sometimes people do that to get their mind off of what the immediate task is. We're going to get it again at the face-off at the weigh-in. He's going to try and intimidate him again. It's not going to work. And then tomorrow we've got the real deal, which is the fight. The bell will go and the best man will win on the night, and I expect that to be Hamzah.
Yeah. Just moving on quickly from that, we also had the press conference today for Yarde taking on Benavidez. He gets excited for another massive task for AY.
It's a great fight for the Riyadh season. Really great fight, and Benavidez, I've got the utmost respect for him as a fighter. He's a great fighter. He's done it at different weight divisions. I don't believe, and I hope I'm right, I don't think he's brought the power up through the weights as of yet, and I think Anthony has a real good shot at beating him. I like the thing when they were talking yesterday about let's go to the centre of the ring and have a shootout. I'd love to see that. That'd be exciting. But it'd be another exciting fight. Anthony, when he fights at the best level, he's never in a boring fight. It's always a good fight. He always gives a really good account of himself.
I asked this question to Anthony yesterday, and I asked it to you as his promoter. How would you respond to claims that people make when they look at Anthony's resume and they say he's either fought the elite level competition or he's fought guys who aren't on his level? How would you respond to people that would say that?
Look, we've had this at the beginning of his after about 10 or 12 fights. He had a very limited amateur background. He only had 11 fights as an amateur. 11 fights and turned professional. And he had to learn his craft in the ring, a bit like Fabio Wardley, same thing. And, you know, he's been stepped up. He should have been the world champion. He was, you know, he just got his tactics wrong in Russia against Kovalev. He should have won that fight and could have won that fight. He had him in a lot of trouble. And he gave Benavidez a really, really, really good fight. I mean, there was not a lot in it till the end of that, until the stoppage. And he's, you know, he is what he is. He's a competitor. He's a tough guy, and he's never shied away from fighting anybody.
So I guess on that hand, is there a chance for Anthony, like, he doesn't ever want to be known as like a nearly man, you know, the guy who had 3 world titles, fights and couldn't win one? Like, is there a worry, do you think, on his part for that? Or is it like...
The only way you don't become a nearly man is to win. And that's what he's got to do. And that's what he's got to do.
Sam Noakes takes on Abdulllah Mason as well, which is a real interesting fight.
2 punchers, both undefeated. You know, Sam's done everything that's been asked of him. He's been brought along really well. He's got a good team around him, good trainer in Alan. My son Francis manages him. They've done a great job, as we have, and more importantly, as he has in the ring. He's never in a dull fight. He's all action from the moment the first bell goes. He's out there. He's on you, and this is a great opportunity for him to win the world title, and he's capable of doing it.
Moving on from sort of today and obviously in November, I did have to ask you about Tyson Fury, Frank. Obviously he's come out and done a lot of media in Turkey last week. There was a lot of sort of comments to dissect, obviously the one about him potentially coming back. Has anything changed on that stance, I guess, from the comments that he made?
No, that's the position his last was. I spoke to him over the weekend, very briefly, and he's doing what he's always doing, which is in the gym training. He's not coming back this year because this year he has commitments on Netflix with the Home of the Furies 2, and he's doing a documentary also for Netflix. And then after that he will come back and we'll discuss who he's going to fight and so forth. But if he's still of the same mind, you'll see him in the ring early next year.
He was asked about Daniel Dubois fight, and he said he'd box his ears off. And I mean, before that, we'd never really seen Fury and Dubois really a fight that was talked about or entertained. Do you think there's a realistic proposition that that could be something that was on the table? I know obviously Daniel's got a big fight next week, but yeah.
After the 19th, the heavyweight divisions, there's going to be a lot of questions. All the questions are being asked. A lot of them will be answered, and we all know what direction the belts are going in, who's fighting who, and so forth. And you know, I believe and I hope Daniel will come through, and it's something then we can look at.
Yeah. So, would you entertain a fight between Fury and Dubois?
It's not about me entertaining it. It's about the 2 fighters doing what they want to do, and they're professional boxers, and they obviously want to get well paid for what they do. Me personally, it's not a fight I'd like to see between the 2 of them for obvious reasons.
That's completely fair enough. Frank, good to see you in New York. I appreciate you taking time to speak to me, and hopefully be seeing you soon tomorrow night. Thank you. Cheers.